Gen Ace Dungeons 50 subscriber special, predicting Pokemon White 3.
Hello, my Degenates Knights, Degenates Dungeon here, and welcome back to my 50 subscriber special. Isn't that something? I got 50 people to just join my dungeon. Isn't that fantastic? Now I can. Now I can. I don't even know anymore. Now I can do something. I don't know. But today I'm going to be sort of showing off a ton of ideas that I've had for a sequel to my favorite game of all time, Pokemon White 2. I've had ideas for a third version of Pokemon White for years now. I have been making these ideas up since, I don't know, around when Sun and Moon were announced, maybe even earlier than that. So if anything seems similar in that, I came up with the idea first. Screw Pokemon. I invented Pokemon. I'm the first Pokemon trainer ever. So here we have Pokemon White 3. I made the logo. It looks really spiffy. It took like 2 hours. I know. It's kind of weird. I tried my best. This is all hand drawn, by the way. I did not take any of these ideas from anywhere else. I made up all of this. Now here is the original dragon, Reshiram and Zekrom combined. Where this came from was in the lore of Pokemon Black and White. Kyurem is the actually I should start from the beginning. There was a big war on Unova with some unknown nation of people we don't know about in the games, and two twin brothers who had one giant legendary dragon, the original dragon, fought to save Unova. Except then, eventually, they split apart because one supported truths and one supported ideals, splitting this giant dragon into Reshiram and Zekrom, and the shell that it left was Kyurem. So here is the original dragon. I tried my best to replicate it and make it look cool. It may be hard to tell, but it's supposed to be pure gray with only small hints of black and white. And I think it looks really good, so I'm just gonna let you guys look over it. Also, I made some base stats and abilities for it. So this thing, I know it may seem really overpowered if it was in the game, but if this was made in the game, it wouldn't have the highest base stats in all of Pokemon. And its ability wouldn't be that good. I've tried to make it kind of balanced, I guess. So here are his base stats. So 100 HP, 170 attack, 120 defense, 170 special attack, 120 special defense, and 90 speed. What I have done is I've taken the highest stat from Reshiram or Zekrom and then put that into one. So say Reshiram has, actually this is kind of weird, but say Reshiram has really good special attack and Zekrom has really good attack. I would take the attack from Reshiram and the special attack from Zekrom. I mean, switched obviously, but and any stat that they shared at the same I would keep. So you'd get this massive 770 base stat total. And its type would be Fire Electric. And its ability is Dragon Spiral. Gains Dragon type. That's all his ability does. See, because anything else would make him way too overpowered. Like some certain snake I know. Rayquaza or something. So, oh god. So, that is the legendary dragon logo. I'm going to give a good look at the whole thing. I'm going to be uploading this to DeviantArt right after this video is finished. There you go. Now in the back, we have playable characters and gameplay / story. You cannot see that. Oh crap. So, the tagline is going to be, explore the Unova region in 3 ways you have never before. Play through the stories of N, Alder, and the twin heroes of Univa's past. So with N, on his first quest through the Univa region, where he tries to liberate all Pokemon by catching the legendary Pokemon Reshiram. Alder, on his journey to track down and defeat N to stop him from getting the legendary Pokemon Reshiram by finding the Dark Stone to revive Zekrom. Or at least have Hubert, the hero from the first Pokemon Black and White game, to save him, I guess. And as N goes on his adventure, he only uses 30 Pokemon. He releases 3 Pokemon after every gym, but he only starts with 29. Because N releases all of his Pokemon as a completely new team every battle, you have to sort of strategize throughout the gyms. Like, if you had a Swoobat, you might not want that. So you might want to use it early, so you can, like, I don't know, have an advantage on Silent, Chili, and Cress, who I guess technically would, because you don't pick a starter Pokemon, you start with whatever, would technically have just all the 3 monkeys. Never really thought of that. The twin brothers use the original dragon to try and stop the war going on in Unova. As a team, battle through a past version of Relic Castle, still intact, still being used by enemy forces. So in this, it would be, you would be sent to the past, where you would use the original twin brothers of Unova, and they would, it would be double battles and single battles. They would probably have like strong dragon pseudo-legendaries and dragon type Pokemon, or you could just use the original dragon. So why I thought this was a good idea is because we don't know anything about the threat to Unova in that war, and it would be interesting if like everything was sort of connected in a neat little bow. Like, I hint at this later, like I have like a page about it, but the evil team, there's going to be 4 to technically 3 different evil teams, depending on what character you play as. Not really, they're all really all teams, they're just like antagonists for the characters. And the game progression would be Gym 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you can just look at this, I'm not going through all this. I'll go through when the twins go. So the first time you get to play as the twin brothers who saved Unova is in the Relic Castle, because of course you're going to be required to go there, because I mean, where else would you fit some random twins in? Because that is where the majority of the twins gameplay is going to be going on. You're going to be sent back to the past, like maybe through it's not going to be through Memory Link, it's going to be through something similar. We're going to be sent to the past, and you are going to overall just fight the war and win over Unova. And Alder, this is the first time you meet Alder, is in between the first and second gym, so I put that in there. And then the Dragon Spiral Tower is where the legendary dragon splits into 2 and the story for the twins ends. And when Alder and N meet up, and Alder's like, hey, you have to battle me at the Pokemon League. So then, depending on the final boss, for the Pokemon League, the twins have to face each other. Alder and N, and like in the end of Black and White, Alder and N fight. So you can choose what character you want to play as for the end of it. You want to be Alder or N, or do you want to be the twins? You can be the twins or one of Alder or N. And I know it's very weird, but just stick with me, I swear. I'll give a good look at this page now. This, of course, is going to be released to DeviantArt later. Put that to the side. And page 2, which is Rivals, Evil Teams, Gyms, and Evil Team Bosses, Gyms, and Rivals. So the gym leaders are going to be the same, except it's going to have Drayden instead of Iris. Drayden's going to be in all of them, because personally don't think that Iris and N should really be fighting. I don't know, it just seems like a weird kind of canon kind of thing. I know I'm not the only one that thinks this, I just don't want N to fight Iris. I just don't think it would make sense. So N's rival would be Hilbert, the character you play as in the main games. So every time you, in Black and White 1, encounter N, you would play as N and fight Hilbert, because that's how the story goes. And at the end, if you play as N and you beat Alder, then you'd have to fight Hilbert, and it'll be a forced loss battle. I mean, actually, I think if I made it like that, it shouldn't be a 4th lost battle actually, and it might change the timeline or something like that and change the post game. And of course Alder's rivals N because he's trying to get to him, and the Twins is a distant rival of Ghetsis. I know this guy looks really stupid and edgy, but I named him Harmonious. He is the Team Light leader because Plasma and Light are both in the same field of matter. They are both the same state of matter, Plasma and Light. Yeah. So, evil team, N thinks Alder is evil, Alder thinks Team Plasma is evil, and the Twins think Team Light is evil. And here's my drawing of Ghetsis. Because this page was looking kind of barren, so I drew Ghetsis. And it kind of looks like he's holding Harmonious. The reason I named him Harmonious is because Ghetsis' full name is Ghetsis Harmonious, and that's why he gave N, being the king of Team Plasma, the name Harmonious Asclepius. So that's an interesting tidbit of information. And I made the logo for Team Light sort of like a claw going through an L, kind of, because they're kind of like pirates. Like, I like to think that Ghetsis was inspired by the past, because he has like the thing on his eye, like the robotic thing, but instead he has an eye patch because they both have broken eyes. It's just a lot of really cool similarities I try to do, and they both have gloves and they're cool and stuff. If Ghetsis is watching. And finally, keep in mind, I've had this idea since before Pokemon Sun and Moon was announced. So this looks a lot like a feature that Pokemon Sun and Moon added, but trust me, I did not copy this off of them. So, Ancient Pokemon and Relic Castle. I drew a quick sketch of like what the basic idea of Relic Castle would look like. But Ancient Pokemon, special versions of Pokemon that are what the Pokemon were like 500 years ago during the war against Unova. When you play the Twins, you can go around some parts of Unova and collect different forms of Pokemon, like what they were in the past. And of course, it's a lot like Alola forums. I didn't know those existed when I came up with this idea. I'm not a game freak. I'm sorry. Sorry to let this guy forgive you. Oh, cure your sins. But some of the ones I did was Reshiram and Zekrom, the original dragon, Vanillux, before becoming like a Castelliacone, because that's what Ice Cream, because they sort of adapted to Castelliacone, so they're like just icicles, and Genesect, before being messed up by Team Plasma. He's this kind of cool thing, I guess. I tried to make it look not terrible, except for those legs. They look freaking terrible. But... And Scrafty, more like a lizard, a lizard knight, kind of, due to there not being street bugs for it to mimic. Because back then, Castelia City was a castle, because it wasn't a city if it was 500 years ago in like medieval times. So it mimicked knights instead of thugs, and they protected the Team Light from Relic Castle. And Litwick, it can't evolve because the only form of light they had back then was candles, so Litwick is stuck as Litwick, can never evolve in that timeline. So I made 4 of these things, ancient Pokemon. And that will be it. That took so long to draw, all this art, all those concepts. I hope you guys really enjoyed this 50 subscriber special. I'm thankful for every single one of you guys. You're all really cool. You all smell really good, actually. I can smell you from here. You smell like Gumi. Gumi smells amazing, but oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do for my 1-year anniversary. I might do a Pokemon Red and Blue review, but that's in the future. Right now, I finished my biggest project I've had since predicting Paper Mario Wii U, which I had been working on for around a year at that point before I showed it to the public. So these videos, these predicting videos, they've kind of become like, I know I've only made one, but it's become the most popular thing on my channel, and I can't wait to finally show you guys the third one in the series, which will be Mario and Luigi 6 or 5. I'm gonna say 5, so Eric won't dive bomb you with missiles and cannons and death rays of guns and stuff. Sorry. See, I'm thinking about Paper Jam, Eric. How's it make you feel? You should like and subscribe to me, Eric.